Hello my dear friend, I hope you are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it, press the bell icon, hit the like button also. Friends, as you know, we have already covered up to Article 20, means we have covered from the Article 12 to 20, means part 3 of the Constitution about the fundamental rights. Now I am going to start from the Article 21. As you know, it is very important or it plays a very significant role for your preparation because generally you will find near about the 20 questions in the UPSC preliminary examination from this portion, and you will get near about the 20% examination or questions in the state PCS examination. Friends, please watch all of my video or it will boost your confidence regarding competitive syllabus, because till the time you will not go through the thoroughly this syllabus, you would not able to crack your exam. So that if you want to boost your confidence regarding political science, because I'm here teach you or I'm here to reiterate all the things again and again. By this practice you can remember for such type of things for the longer duration. Let's get started, beginning with the Article 21. Article 21 does talk about the no person shall be deprived of his life and personal law or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. Friends, as it looks very simple, by reading one single line you can imagine, yes, I am knowing about the Article 21. No, but UPSC and all state PCS examination are asking questions from the by visiting thoroughly, or they are picking out even single word from that statement. Protection of life and personal liberties talk about in the Article 21. Means no person. Here it is talking about the no person. Means it can be Indian citizen also, it can be like outside also, because I have provided you the list, like 5 articles is only for the Indian citizen, or other fundamental rights are available to the all persons. Means like 15, 16, 19, 29 and 30 article is available to the Indian citizen, and rest of all is available for the all citizen of the world. Here that no person means no person shall be deprived, means each and every person having the right to have life with or personal liberty. Right to life, what does mean? Is this act of the only breathing or taking breath? No, because our constitution have provided this right, and our judiciary interpreted several times so that we can have our inferred rights, because earlier this was only single right, like here this only one thing is mentioned, but our constitution or our judiciary are again and again interpreting, and they are inferred rights are provided by this article. Even if I will talk about the right to life with dignity is the first one, and the second one is right to have decent environment for living. That's why that NGT National Green Tribunal established in the 2010 near about the Delhi area. That's why right to have very safe environment for living is the fundamental rights, comes under Article 21. And the next one is livelihoods, means you are supposed to work or you are supposed to get work by the, or there should be opportunity provided by the government, because right to life, livelihood is the fundamental right. That's why Manrega schemes came in 2005. And the shelter, right to have shelter, that's why to promote the fundamental rights of the people, our government is providing that Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Earlier that was the Indra Awas Yojana. And the next two is right to privacy. Even you might have heard in the news several times about the right to have privacy is a fundamental rights. It's come that the verdict came in the 2018 by the Supreme Court KS Puttaswamy case. That is famous. You should keep this thing in your mind, because it can be like a single line or that one line questions for your preliminary examination. And the right to health also comes under the fundamental rights under article 21. Right to fair and speedy trial, because you know several times you have heard about this famous quote, justice delayed is justice denied. That's why right to have free and fair and speedy trial is the provision under article 21. The right to travel abroad is also comes under the article 21. Even like I have told in the article 19 during article 19, that right to move inside country, that is called article 19. But if you want to go abroad, then that comes under article 21. And you can find such type of statements in the examination also. Even like if you are not preparing for the examination, but several times you will find that there is a hot discussion is conducting in between the people, or the discussion is going on in the news, or discussion goes on in the newspaper. If you want to like understand newspaper, or you want to understand the background of the news, then you have to keep this thing in mind. And the next one is right to marry is also fundamental rights. For that I want to quote one example. Even that case happened in the Kerala. That lady name is Hadia. Earlier that like her father filed a case in the Kerala High Court, and he told in the court that his daughter was manipulated by the other religion community to get involved herself in the terrorism activity. And Kerala High Court that time annulled the marriage of that lady. But that Hadia filed case in the Supreme Court, and after that that right to marry like in the fundamental rights under article 21, because Supreme Court reiterated in this verdict like each and every person above 18 and that he is mature, then he is having right to marry also, that comes under the fundamental right, and nobody can deprive such type of rights to that person. And some people like our like forefathers of the constitution, that B. Rao Ambedkar, saying that article 32 is the fundamentals of the fundamental right. Although we are studying fundamental rights, but what is the more basic or fundamental rudimentary on which the all fundamental rights are based? That he told us in the article 32 that right to constitutional remedy is a fundamentals of the all fundamental right. But some of like many philosophers are saying that article 21 is the fundamental of the fundamental rights. It is the most evolved. During the conversation of the article 19, I told you the article 19 is the second most evolved fundamental rights of our constitution, but article 21 comes under the fundamental right, and the first one the most evolved fundamental rights. And article 21 is like considering, some philosopher considering it fundamentals of the fundamental rights, because it provides right to life with dignity. Means if you would not have life, like I am giving this statement in the sport of this philosophy, because why the people are calling it the fundamental of the fundamental right. If you are not having life, or you are not having life with living life with dignity, then what is the meaning of the equality? First of all, we have to provide such type of fundamental right, then only the people can enjoy equality and opportunity in the employment, article 16, and right to religion, all comes under the after this article. That's why we are calling it the fundamental of the fundamental rights. And the next argue in the favor of this, like no fundamental other right than this, like fundamental, like a Supreme Court use power judicial review, expand the inferent rights, because article 21 is not a single right, because each and every time our Supreme Court interpreted the constitution, and they have like Supreme Court came up with the inferred rights to the citizen. That's why it is called the fundamentals of the fundamental rights, we should keep this thing in your mind, because you can utilize such type of statements in the mains examination, and you can find so many questions in the preliminary examination also. And now, like, move further, I want to tell that fundamental rights, even like some fundamental rights are provided absolute, but most of that comes with the reasonable restriction. Although, like, Article 21 is fully, means, we, if it would not have been like conformity, or if there would be not exception of this, then each and every person can roam here, and then they can commit any crime, or then they can ask for the court that we are having fundamental rights and you cannot snatch our life. But there are reasonable restrictions, because we want to maintain the social order or tranquility in the society. That's why our constitution or our judiciary is providing these rights with this some exceptional, because there is a reasonable restriction also. Like, first, here this mentioned in the Article 21 itself, like, firstly, there should be procedure established by law. Here the things is mentioned. What is procedure established by law? Means, if you want to deprive person with the right to life or liberty, then you have to, like, accept. Here is exception given, accept means procedure, accept the procedure established by law. Means, if you are violating any procedure established by law, then you can deprive with your life and personal life and dignity. And the second one is, means, there should be valid law. If I would talk about the IT Act, the 66A of the IT Act 2000, because after 2015, like Shreya Singhal case, you might know about this, even I have discussed several times, this law was struck down, and now anybody cannot be tried under the IT Act 2000 clause 66A. That's why the law should be valid. If a law is not valid, then he would not, like, deprive from the right to life with dignity. And the third one is, thirdly, or the third condition, that the judiciary should follow, or the executive should follow, the due process of law. Whatever procedure mentioned in the law, that should be followed. Then only that we will establish procedure established by law. But here is a catch or issue regarding procedure established by law. If this procedure established by law imposes on the, like, impose restriction on the only executive and judiciary. But if the law is inhumane, what about that? If law is inhumane, or law is not agreement with the principle of natural justice, or then they are violation of the humanity, then what would happen? Because earlier in the Indian legal system or constitution, no explicit mention about the procedure, due process of law. Because in the contrary, like in India, we were following procedure established by law. But USA Parliament, USA Judiciary is following due process of law. Due process of law. There is a difference between the procedure established by law and due process of law. Due process law means here the judiciary can impose restriction the executive as well as legislature. Means there should be check and balance, that whether the legislation is forming or framing law according to the process established by law. This is the issue here. In USA, like, there is a special case for that. Earlier in the USA, like Lawrence versus Texas. Lawrence versus Texas. There is issue between the Lawrence versus Texas 2003 Act. In that, the protection against executive as well as legislature. Means if a legislature is not framing law according to the procedure, according to the humanity or natural justice, then they can impose restriction on the legislature also. That here, that earlier there was a case of the 1950, even like USA, the it's about the like same sex marriage, then in India there was a provision that we will not going to like judicial restraint. That time we were following judicial restraint, means there is a restraint on the judiciary. Earlier we were following that pattern, but in USA there were following the several methods that what is the people are doing in the closed room, that doesn't matter because that is a right of privacy for the people. In USA that's why they were following the due process of law, but we are following the procedure established by law, means whatever legislation is making law, that is legal and that is authorized. But after like in the even like two judgment in the India, like A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras 1950 case was there, in which they were asking that no protection of the law against the legislature. Here the Supreme Court reiterated in its verdict that no protection of the law against legislature. And again that ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla 1976 case was there, in which the Supreme Court again reiterated the same its verdict that there is a no check and balance on the legislature. Whatever legislation is there, that should be procedure or that should be followed. Then the constitution or the state can deprive the person with the life of deprived his life or personal liberty. But in that like in the 1975 there was, because 1976 case was the after the 1975 emergency. It is a famous case. We have to remember that ADM Jabalpur versus Union of versus Shivkant Shukla 1976 case, because it plays a very significant role in our history. Because in 1975 Indira Gandhi imposes restriction or declare emergency in several states of India. That time that was a tyranny of the prime minister, because nobody was allowed to do or what were the consent, or people were having discontent with the government and they are going through the so much perpetration and they went through the jail. That time the habeas corpus, you might know about that writs. Habeas corpus means having a body, means each and every person have right to life and dignity, and they should intimate, then only they would decide, means they should acknowledge that the why they are putting people behind the bars or behind the jail. That's why. But even that during emergency period habeas corpus was abolished, means that provision was not along with the citizen of India. Like in the 1975 so many people were behind bars due to our then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and that's why the case filed in the Supreme Court about that this is the legal in the during emergency period, it is the legal to remove the habeas corpus provision of the constitution. Even like a Supreme Court declare this decision right, because that point of time even the judiciary was the in apprehension of the our Prime Minister. Sorry for that. And that we have to keep this thing in mind. ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla versus 1976 case. In this, Supreme Court reiterated that there can be suspension of the habeas corpus during emergency. But after that, a drastic change in our judiciary system, and that point of time we were following the like judiciary proactive phase we were entering. And in the 1978 there was a famous case, and we have to remember this Menka Gandhi versus Union of India. Menka Gandhi versus of Union of India 1978 case. By this act, because she was allowing to go in the foreign and her passport was confiscated by the government, and that was inhumane treatment. That's why in this case the Supreme Court declared that yes, we are following the judiciary proactive system, and when judicial activism means if a judiciary working or not checking the legislation provision, that is called judicial constraint, and if we are following the or we are checking the legislation, then we can say that judicial activism. And like due to this process, after that here the right to privacy, or we were like checking the legislature power also with the help of the judiciary. This is the phase. And in this case that Supreme Court reiterated that law, that the right to life like movement, right to movement also, or right to go abroad is a fundamental right. Even that law tells that law has to be reasonable, means law should be reasonable, such which is a sense of the equality under Article 14. Means law should be reasonable and it comes under the Article 14 equality right. After that, even judiciary came up with this such type of provision. Even our judiciary activism was prominent in that point of time, and we came up with a different concept. Even no country have such type of concept, that principle of the natural justice. Means in the preamble we have studied earlier that we are following the principle of the natural justice, and due to that, according to the preamble, or we were following now or after like 1978, we are following principle of natural justice. There are three conditions for that natural justice. That first one is nobody shall be sentenced without being heard. Means if a person is going to convict, then he should be heard in front of the court, then only he would get punishment or all things. What would be the situation, that totally depends on the case, but the person should be heard. And the second one is no person shall be judged his own case. Even like in the past 2018, there was a case like that Northeast, that Supreme CGI Ranjan Gogoi, there was a case against him in like by the clerk of the that court, but we will talk about this case later. But there was a violation of that, because that point of time our CGI was the sole authority or to decide whether the allegation is wrong and right. That is inhumane, or that not allowed in the principle of the natural justice. That comes under Article 21. And the clause 3 is the authority shall be act bona fide. Means whichever authority is act, that should be bona fide. Means good faith should be there in the process of the judiciary or executive, whatever would be there. And like there was even another case also, this in which that Central Inland Water Transport Corporation Limited versus Bojo Nath Ganguly 1984. The Supreme Court same reiterated again and again, and principle of natural justice was followed during this case also in the 1984. It was about the Central Inland Water Transport Corporation Limited versus Bojo Nath Ganguly 1984. And in this verdict, the principle of natural justice was found in Article 14 of the Constitution. That even after this law, because here we were mentioning that we were following the principle of natural justice. If a person having right to life with dignity, then the person should have the right to die also. Even like in the that, because that should be natural corollary, means natural comparison should be there. If you are having right to life, then you can have right to die also. That is called principle of the natural justice. But in 1994, Ratinam versus Union of India case, we have to remember this case, Ratinam versus Union of India case 1994, in which that our IPC, Indian Penal Code, Article 309, if a person is going to attempt suicide, then he would be, earlier he was prosecuted under the Indian Penal Code, but we should think about him, because he is always like pestered by the society, or he may be pestered by the circumstances, and we are giving him again punishment according to the Indian Penal Code, and that is against the natural justice. But in 1994 Ratinam case, government or Supreme Court abolished such type of provision. But in 1996, that Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab, there was a case, Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab 1996, that they do not include the right to die in the Article 21, because that point of time the interpretation of the judiciary was different manner, and they disallow they legalize the Indian Penal Code 309, that prosecution for the who are going to suicide. But there was a landmark judgment in the different case, and you might have heard in the news that point of time, if you are like a 90 or like a below the 90, your date of birth is there, means if you are having you are aware about the in 2011 there was a case in the 2011 that Aruna Sandbag versus Union of India. It was very famous case, Aruna Sandbag versus Union of India. What was that case? What was the history? Let me explain in the proper manner. Actually, Aruna Sandbag was a nurse in the medical, and then she was raped with by the colleague, and that point of time, and that her organ were mutilated, and she was like in the unconscious state, and she was in the coma. And even like sometimes you might have seen in the movies or the serials that they are saying that yes, this person in coma, it can be all right, or it can be his condition may be recoverable, but that lady was permanent vegetative state. Vegetative state means from where it is very typical to come out into normal life, but she was breathing, she was living, but she was not able to understand what is happening, and she was living in the inhumane condition, what can I say, and she was not able to walk and to do normal natural things. That's why she was in inhumane condition. By watching her pathetic condition, her friend, a journalist, that Pinky Virani, we have to remember this word, like Pinky Virani. Pinky Virani filed a petition in the Supreme Court for the like anesthesia. What is euthanasia? What is euthanasia? Euthanasia means mercy killing. She was like yelling for the mercy killing for that our friend, like her friend. Her friend name is Aruna Sandbag. But according to the like before that time, there was a like in the 1996 there was a case of the Gyan Kaur versus Union of India, oh sorry, state of Punjab. That point of time, that Punjab High Court reiterated in its verdict that it is not, we are not here to interpret, and right to die is not fundamental rights under Article 21. But during the Sandbag case, there was a even like there was a different verdict of the Supreme Court. And before starting, before move further, I want to explain about the active euthanasia and passive euthanasia. What is active euthanasia? If like external sources are there to kill that person, that is called active euthanasia. And passive euthanasia, like you are not direct killing that person, but you are like extracting the external support for that person. Like if you are injecting with the poison, then the person would die, that it is called active euthanasia. What is passive euthanasia? Passive euthanasia means you are not like giving any external injection or any pill or any like you are not killing that person with a weapon, you are not taking external support of anything else, but you are like separated from him some external support, like you are the person is on ventilator, we are removing the facility which is like he is taking artificial breath, then we can remove that. That is called the passive euthanasia. And that point of time, in that case, that the condition of that lady was inhumane, and there was a like panel, there was a different judgment in that case. Our Supreme Court allowed the passive euthanasia in this verdict, but at that point of time there was a three condition. That means first condition, there should be panel of the three doctors. If the doctor would allow to do the passive euthanasia, then it is valid. And the second clause is like there would be two judge members of the High Court. They will decide that whether the procedure or the condition of the person is recoverable or not. They would decide. And the third one is that third is the very important. We have to keep in mind that family member of that person should be in concurrence or in consent or conformity according to the that procedure. But here was the glitch, because that lady family was not there, and that because she was a orphan child and nobody was in her family, that Aruna Sandbag family. And that point of time, that her friend filed that PIL in the Supreme Court, that Pinky Virani. But again the like his her colleague, some nurses were there, and they filed in the Supreme Court because they were giving treatment to her since 10 years. And that nurse filed a case against the Supreme Court that yes, that should be not allowed. We are not in the concurrence to do such type of things. And can you imagine, she lived up to 40 years and after then she got died with the pneumonia. Then can you imagine the plight of that lady, and she was not able to even move and walk, but due to this inhumane or this due to this law, she was not able to get die, or that was a condition. But in 2018 judgment there was a concept, because that was a pathetic condition, and in 2018 there was a provision or amendment in the law. They came up with this type of new rule. After that, our legislation make living will, means if you are living life, and then you can a medical document, or you can declare a medical declaration for that, means when I would be in that condition, then I should allow to die, that enshrined in the article 21. That point of time living will was a provision, means you can file or you can declare any will. If you would be in that in unrecoverable condition, then you can die, or then you have right to die. Even for that there are some condition also, you should be at that point of time in the healthy mind whenever you are giving your medical declaration or the healthcare directive, that voluntary, and that should be informed and consent should be there, your family member, and working clear, means there should be no pressure on you, and you should take decision by your own self. And if you working at that point of time, your health condition should be in the sound manner also. And if in which circumstances you you are having right to die, that should be clear also, clear mention would be there. And your close relatives should be with consent to yourself. And even doctors should be ethical, means if sometimes we are finding due to any curse or any corruption, people are behind their money, or they can give bribe to the doctor, and they can say that yes, doctor, you can kill him, and this is beyond the recoverable condition. That should not happen, means doctor should be ethical, then only people can declare health care directive, and they can mention that yes, what if in the future I would be in that condition, then I would have right to die, and I should give permit the passive euthanasia. In India we are allowing such type of things. Even some foreign country, they are allowing the active euthanasia also, because they were having a sport to where the people can go and die. But in India till now we are having IPC 309 in our Indian Penal Code. If a person going to attempt murder or going to attempt suicide, then he would be prosecuted under the Indian Penal Code. That is there that is the colonial hangover, we can say that. I think that is all for today. I will come tomorrow, because it's a very lengthy lecture, and we have to keep this thing in mind each and every time, because it's a very important for the exam perspective in for the normal life also, because it's based on the a principle of the natural justice. Then I will talk further, I will talk about the clauses of the 21 article 21 clause A. Thanks for watching. I will come tomorrow. Bye.